Hey guys, Andrew here with Great Lakes Sprouts Media. Today we're going to be talking about Polish chickens. I started these ladies in my basement as babies. They came in the mail, 1 day old. You look at the Polish chicken here, the reason they call them that is due to the feather on their head resemble that of the Polish Husaria military. Charles Darwin called them as crescent birds for that very reason. Beautiful afros. This is my little lady here, let her down. I'm gonna show you guys the chicken coop that I built. I built this thing for under $100. All the wood was recycled from an old deck that my friend gave me. The only thing I had to buy was the cattle paneling. You can get that at Tractor Supply. If you want to take a look inside here real quick, I'll show you. Got their little ramp going up there. So the back portion there is actually an old mobile trailer that my friend had. He gave it to me, and it's detachable. So this thing can be moved around the property, and it's a mobile chicken coop. We'll take a look at the front here. I put it on an old trailer here with wheels. This thing slides in and out, which is pretty cool. So the door here, take a look inside. Chickens most like to hang out outdoors in the summertime, but they go in here when it's raining or later at night. Got some pine chips for the bedding. Get that at Tractor Supply too. They're a little bit acidic, so they help with preventing certain types of molds and disease. I'm gonna show you guys the feed that I use from Tractor Supply. It's all natural with 16% protein, some fat. You want to start with an egg layering feed, but there's also a younger feed that you use. Here, the chickens love this stuff. It takes them a minute sometimes to get comfortable, but you know, their beaks, when they poke at you, you can't be afraid. They won't break skin. I'm just gonna put these on the ground for them so they can peck at it. Another product here that I like to use when I'm maintaining my chicken coop. You guys might think this is something else, but this is called diatomaceous earth. It's old fossilized shell and plant material. When you look under a microscope, it's like small little tiny shards of glass. So any type of pests or anything walk through this, it cuts their exoskeleton and causes them to bleed out from the outside. So the pests never get resistant to this. The biggest thing you gotta worry about is mites, especially with this breed, with their afros, they can get spider mites in their hair. So you can sprinkle it on there. I put it in their food, and I layer it all around the coop inside, you know, when they're laying in there, so it gets on their fur and gets rid of any pests and things like that. Other stuff I like to feed them. There's a lot of plants that I'm growing on this property. I'll show you guys later. Marigolds are really good. They're anti-parasitic. Turns their beaks gold and actually adds omega-6s and 3s and lowers the cholesterol in the egg. We'll show you guys those in a little bit. So these birds, the personality, they're bred more for ornamental reasons. These aren't the most efficient egg layers. Depending on how you feed them, it's 2 to 3 eggs per week per bird. You can get up to 5 if you're really getting them good high protein. But yeah, this isn't the best for like egg efficiency, but I love the way these guys look. They're really interesting to watch and hang around. They got some pretty interesting personalities. They're really friendly with kids, so if you have kids, it's a great breed. They like to be held and pet. The height, right now they're still not fully grown, but they'll get 12 to 15 inches. You can see the eggs, once they start coming out, they'll be small, but they're gonna be brown eggs, just probably somewhere around there. I haven't gotten to eggs yet. I'm excited. We've got about another month or so. Introducing Christopher here, Kent State graduate in horticulture, also a year in husbandry. He's gonna show you some tips on how to maintain the chickens here.
So chickens, valuable creatures. They give us eggs and they give us meat and they give us so much more in companionship. But you know, you have to maintain your chicken. Every now and then, if your chicken beak is getting too long and it starts to curl down, take a pair of nail clippers and clip it back. When you look at your chicken's beak, you'll see it growing like our own fingernails. You just want to clip the portion that's more translucent so you don't nick the chicken's blood supply, because who wants a broken beak? Same thing goes for its toes. This one here even had a little accident, so its nail is starting to grow back. Every now and then, if a chicken receives like a bruise or a scratch or a scrape on its foot, it can get a bacterial infection where it really swells up like a big pimple, and that's called bumblefoot. You want to make sure that you catch that early and treat it, because if not, it can be potentially fatal for your chicken. The way else you do it, you excise the wound, drain the liquid out, put some bleed stop on it and some medicinal ointment, and then you set your chicken on to go. and it should be fine. So that's my fun fact of the day.
So here's a pile of when I clean the chicken coop up. It's a lot of their manure mixed with the pine chips. The pine chips are gonna make it a little bit more acidic. Chicken manure is very high in nitrogen, so when you're gonna make in your compost pile, you wanna add a lot more carbon, meaning like dead stuff like leaves and sticks, brown things. So think of carbon as brown, and nitrogen is green, living things. So like, chicken manure has a lot of nitrogen. I'm still experimenting with it. Ideally, I'd like to put this into another bin and add some other amendments to it. Typically 45 to 60 days is what you want to wait. If you use it too soon, it might burn your plants. So stuff's really hot, and let it break down. You'll know when it's broken down. It'll turn into a nice soil like compost. And yeah, it's an excellent thing to use with your plants. You can use it in your trees, ornamentals, perennials, landscape, everywhere. So another advantage to them. So here we're looking at the marigold. I got these seeds from my friend Vera. Hey Vera, thanks for the seeds. This is a gigantic marigold. So this is the flowers that I feed the chickens. Like I was saying, this orangish color here, it's got a lot of carotenoids in it, just like carrots. So when the chickens consume this, their legs, their beaks, and their egg yolk becomes a lot more darker orange. And like before I was telling you guys about the cholesterol, they've done studies and it reduces it up to 30% when the chickens consume this stuff. It helps boost their immune system, antioxidants, keeps them free of pests and disease. It's got some antiviral properties to it too. I plant this stuff in my garden because it helps bring in a lot of beneficials that eat a lot of the pests too in my garden. But yeah, this is marigold, beautiful plant. If you smell it, very, very aromatic. I love this plant. Definitely one to keep in your garden, even if you don't have chickens. It's very beautiful too. There you have it, guys, the Polish chicken. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys have any questions about things I didn't cover, comment below. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks, guys.